So nuclear physics, electrostatics, electromagnetism, Maxwell's equation, and gravitation. These are all the fundamentals which will help us a lot to understand this universe. So you can explore slowly from here. You're interested, you start reading some material, nothing wrong. Okay, first due to rod. What is our next object? First, due to finite rod. So the length of the rod is L. Mass of the rod Bm. At a distance x, at a distance r, we'll write it. Let me write it. At point P, I want the field due to rod. What is this rod? Mass m length L. It's like a thin rod, like a refill. The pen refill. So what is the gravitational field at a distance A from one end of the rod? Is what we are asking that one. But what all we have formula is for what? Only for point mass, no? This is a rod, so what to do? I'll assume a small element. What is the mass of this small element? dm. At a distance x, d, let the length of the element be dx. Let this point mass be at a distance x, that one. What is the field due to this? The field due to this will be dE, like this. So what is the value of d? No, g dm by x square. Just now the formula. This one. What is dm? Lambda dx. What is the lambda? Mass per unit length. In what region the mass is present? From x equal to, this is x equal to 0. Limits, if I put it, it will be like this, no? X equal to a plus L. So the mass is distributed from x equal to a plus L. So g lambda what is lambda? Lambda is m by L. So gm by a plus L. So there is a field strength at point P due to that rod. And now it will be directed towards left. Now what is the use of this? What is the use of this? What is the use of this? So here is what? The field strength, no? I'll assume let there be a test mass here. Or let there be a mass, test mass here. So what is the force exerted by this rod on the test mass? Or what is the force exerted by the point mass, by the test mass on this one? What is the mass or point mass? Anything it will be. What is the force of interaction? This is a rod, this is a point mass, no? So I think this method will help us here. So what is the force experienced by it? F should be equal to m into EP. This is m g capital M. This is the force of interaction between point mass and the rod. So what is this force? Force exerted by the rod on the particle. Will the particle also, point mass also will exert same force on the rod? Yes, it is. In what direction? Towards left. But the rod is not at one point. Yes. You calculate the total force acting on the rod, again it will be same this one. So what is this F we should call? Force exerted by rod on particle or by particle on the rod. Both are same. Which one is easier? I'll just assume that the particle present in the field of the rod I have found out. Or else what you can do? You can assume that the rod present in the field of point mass or the particle, then calculate, you'll get the same answer. I agree this. I think now if I release it, what will happen? The particle will accelerate. Okay, now I'll ask you, what is the center of mass? What happened to center of mass of system? Will not shift. Will not shift center of mass. Why it will shift? Because the that particular force will be equal and opposite. No, where you have to show that F, better show F at the center of mass of the body. So what is the net force acting on system? Zeros. So particle and the rod, if they're set free, they'll start moving. What happened to center of mass? Will not shift. So you can bring all the ideas of center of mass here. Net force acting on system zero. Then what will happen? Center of mass will not shift. So if the rod moves by some distance or pen, the particle also will move. Then you can use the formula m1 x1 equal to m2 x2. So now it's a unlimited way of asking things. Just don't confine to gravitation. I can bring whatever concept I can introduce. All the mechanics ideas I can introduce. Only thing is the force F is a field force. It's not a contact force. Though the particle and rod are not in contact, they'll exert force on each other. Agree this? So just think over it. I'll have a water. Okay, fine. So this is about the E due to finite rod. What is the direction of that? It will be towards left here. Next, we'll go for the next condition. So like this now, what is all our discussion, the initial part? Different shaped body, what about the field? Means what you should assume. Shall we assume a field here also? So if you are interested, you can show that yellow color line. Till where? Till infinity in all directions. You should assume that yellow color region surrounding it. The imagination is what needed. As I think in our books, they're not showing. If you take some uh, Resnick and Alde or any other book, no, they show some that particular cloud. So to make the imagination, the field. This very much as if you take the color print, no, if you make observation, they show that particular field here surrounding it. Now next again, let me